Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's Virginie and today I want to show you a fun technique that I discovered recently on Louise Ansel YouTube channel. So it's a technique which is very fun because you take all your scrap paper and you add different layers of paint, ink, watercolor, gesso, stamping, everything you want. So it's really interesting and really exciting to do it because it's just scrap. So there is no pressure. There is nothing to expect without having fun. So it's just about playing with your supply, playing around with everything which can be on your desk, or yeah, the sky is the limit. So let's do that. So what I will do is I will put some music. I have had some text to put the different steps of the process, and I will talk to you at the end of the video to show you the result. So have fun and thank you for watching. See you! Okay, so everything is dry, and I will make some closer look what we got in the process yesterday by jazzing up our scraps. This was all kind of book pages, doilies, parchment paper, and some scrap that I had. There is music paper also, some maps, some Indian journal also. So let's have a look. So I will put that aside and take some interesting piece. So on this one we have quite a nice different tone of colors, and the texture paste here is very interesting. I like that. We have this map, which is pretty much better than it was, with some distress ink, again some texture paste. I make a lot of texture paste on this batch. The parchment paper, it takes the ink, but it always leaves splotches. It didn't make stain properly. I don't know why, but I never can have some good stain on that. This was some ledger paper. So we have two kind of stencil with texture paste. We have some stenciling in green. We have a big splotches, and we have some reactive with some reaction with the distress ink, the water and glitter powder here. On the back side we have some nice shimmery effects. The doily has some color as well. What do we get here? This is a bit dark. It was the newspaper, but the paper was already dark grayish, so it's kind of normal that it arrived quite dark. So this is some Japanese book pages. We don't see much the Japanese character now, but that's fine. This one is interesting. It was, this paper is the one we have in sewing pattern. It's very thin and very crunchy. I love that. Music page. This is a French book, which have different script and stamp. Maps. Another music paper with stamp, and it will make a nice corner pocket in a journal page. You see, just like that, gluing here, 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 and having a tuck spot here. Quite simple. This one can be used in a cluster. I like these colors also. I like the melange of the Brou de Noir here. This was the color of the stencil I used. And the texture paste in glittery green. This is interesting also. We have quite a bit of shiny powder here. Different stamp, stencil. This is nice also. This one was a paper which I put like it was a white paper first, and when I make my stamp or my ink color or something, I always put a white paper on the bottom, and when I stamp it always goes, the inks goes outside the tags, everything, and it gets some colors. And this one was of one of those paper. This is again the sewing pattern. The French book pages. maps. You can see better is that it was a map. A lot of 3D effect here. Some glitters here. I think I will put some light touch of gesso with my finger here to put it in the background a little bit more, to blend it more, or with water maybe. Maybe we can going. So you see what I was telling you. When I do some dirty spot, I put white paper on the bottom, and then it goes stained slowly by slowly. And the paper can get very interesting. And when I stamp, also when I have finished and I want to clean my stamp, I always put back on the paper so it leaves some mark also. This is nice script, hand script here. This is a child book page with a cute script here. What else do we got? Oh, this is very rich. It's like, it makes like kind of a bright paper. It's really, if you can see the feeling, it's very, I love that. Again, you see it was this kind of paper which I used it there. So this is the leftover of a stamp. This was an embossed paper. So again, there is a nice feeling on the paper. We don't see much of the embossing paper on this side, but we quite see that a lot here. Another piece of darkish purple. This is quite nice and shimmery. Interesting. I like the colors. This is a Bible, a Muslim Bible in Arabic. Pattern paper. Oh, the doily is quite very dark. Not sure in what I will use that, but we'll see. I like this tone of paper. Again, it's a Japanese, Chinese sign here. Again, some 3D effect on a Japanese book. Oh, I like this one. I like the contrast with the brown and the texture paste in light green and the stamp in dark green. It's quite nice. There is a nice color on this side. This is a paper strip. The parchment paper, even if it don't take the stamping very well, it did take the texture paste, so that had some interest on that. Again, this one have a lot of contrast with different colors. Same here. This is a piece of the Indian newspaper. As maybe you can know, I live in India, so I can have some Indian newspaper handy. I send my driver and he goes on the neighborhood and he collects some old newspaper for me. So I have quite a lot, and there is like some in Hindi, some in Canada, some in Tamil. I can't make the difference myself, but you can tell me that it's really not the same language. So yeah, even if I compare closely with my eyes, I can't tell much of a difference in the scripture. This was a coffee dyed paper, which I made previously. This is an old dictionary, an old not newspaper, but it was an old review, very old, from 1950, I guess, with some advertising. And the paper was really thin, so it's quite tear by himself, but it's nice. There was nice contrast here, even if I don't like much the big splotches in black. Actually, it was an image. We can't see because it was tearing here, but I don't like much the big part of black. But I think that it's a good collage paper. Again, the parchment paper with the stenciling and texture paste. These doily have a lot of texture in here. It's quite light, I like it. Again, it's another part of the muslin Bible. Another embossed paper, which we can clearly see on the back. And here we have the raised paper, and here is the debossed side. I really love this one. I really love the contrast of this color and the texture paste. It makes very good, nice effect. And the pattern paper. Parchment paper. Yeah, so some are not quite so interesting, but they will be okay in part of a collage. So we can also use, we can always use everything. And we can make a very nice clusters as well. So I'm not sure if those colors match for the shabby chic. We'll see. Maybe some of them, but not
everyone. So some are very, very dark, I think, for the shabby chic. So I will have to make some other one more lighter. Okay, so that's it. So we have a whole bunch of thing here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, thank you so much, Louise Ansel, for the inspiration. I did use the texturing paste and the stenciling on top of what you already use in your video. So I hope it had some interest and some different thing to try. So I encourage you to try this process to mix your scrap and have fun with your paint, your watercolor, your ink, your stencil, your paste, your glitter, whatever you want to try and to add, because it's really a lot of fun, and I spend 2 hours doing that without seeing the time, and yeah, it was very fun. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I hope you enjoy the video. Please give me a thumbs up, and if you are kind enough to leave a comment, I will be very grateful, and I will reply to every one of them. So it's very important to me to have some feedback and to know about what you are thinking about my work, about what I'm doing, if I can improve something. So yeah, all this kind of thing. So thank you very much, and I see you in the next video. Bye.